Are you ready? Get the air guitars out. Dire Straits. Money for Nothing. And here we go. You're back with your favourite wall in the hole. None other than the Dirt Locker. 3 lines and a pack of crisps, episode 2. Spot the ball, for entertainment purposes only. Quick shout out for the sponsors. Chocolate Wafer Fire Guards. We add the wafer to make your home safer. Fire Guards made stronger to let the chocolate last longer. Please note, teas and coffees apply. Hey, what about the studio? Huh? Let's talk about the studio. Done on a budget, on a shoestring. Literally a shoestring, and the kids making these all weekend. Keep them busy. No frills, only thrills. At the Dirt Locker. We've got more flair than have a tribute night in Blackpool. I'm glad you've joined us. We'll turn that down now. The storm has passed, the dust has settled, and now it's Operation Chicken Dinner, isn't it? If you know what that means, how do England win the 2026 World Cup? So let's break New Zealand down last night. I loved the first 20 minutes of the football. I thought it was fast flowing. I don't think there was a bad performance on the pitch the first half, if I'm honest with you. The high press looked well. We still look vulnerable to a long ball, so obviously Pickford's going to have to play off his line a lot and clean up if we do that. But we look focused and we look ready to go, and the lads look fit, to be fair to them. I enjoyed the Kane and Watkins playing together, and on this podcast there's going to be a conversation about does England have a plan B, because I think under Southgate it felt like we didn't, but that might be the plan B. I thought they played really well together. Pickford in the England shirt is a different beast. I loved him shouting about, telling them what to do, shouting instructions from the back. Don't have a problem with that. And I thought Henderson played really well. He always looked to take a quick free kick. He never looked out of position, never looked out of his depth. Yes, it's only New Zealand, but I've seen England over the years play these teams and look absolutely woeful, and actually look like the second best. I didn't feel like that last night. Stones looked, back on the ball, given what I said about the Man City game, last game of the season. He looked a little rusty. And I think Jed Spence impressed. He did himself some justice. You can see how his pace gets him out of trouble. But my dad probably made a good point today. He said, yeah, but against the better players, what would happen? Would he be able to get back? So, that point taken on board. So we move on to the second half. Obviously, Thomas Tuchel said he was going to put a totally different team out. And I don't have a problem with that. And you've got to understand why he's done it. One, you've got the climate. I think we've seen this before. I'm sure we saw it before with another manager before we went to the World Cup in these friendlies. And like I say, it brings togetherness. How many times do people go out to a World Cup and you never see them on the pitch, or they don't kick a ball? Everyone's been out, everyone's had a touch, everyone's had a game as such, and it just brings that squad together more. I actually thought they played really well. Well, in the second half, what did we see? Well, I thought Gordon looked quite sharp, probably on the back of his move to Barcelona, a lot more confidence, getting around people, pulling it back. Okay, the final ball wasn't quite there. He's quite a good shot from distance at the keeper. I don't have a problem with that. I loved that bit of play where Anderson put the ball through to Rio. Rio cut in and tried to set Tony up. I thought Rio was brilliant. I think it's a shame he's not made the squad. And I wonder if Tuchel kind of regrets that a little bit. Flashes of brilliance from Bellingham. And this is where you see the levels. All them players, it was like a training match. I don't even call it a friendly, if I'm honest with you. It was more like a training match. And you just saw Bellingham, like little bits of play he did. Like, he had a nice little pirouette to get himself out of trouble. He was pulling the ball around the back of his ankle to try and create an opening. There's levels to football. And you saw on that field where Bellingham is. And again, for me, he definitely starts for England. In the number 10, or he can even play just behind. But he just seems to have that extra second. And if you saw, I think it was about the 87th minute, he did a lovely little bit of play to get himself out of trouble. Passed it to Dan Burn, and Dan Burn knocked a little feint out to get past someone. So confidence breeds confidence, and when you see players doing that, the other players do it as well. I thought there was a couple of players. I thought Conce looked a bit rusty, if I'm being honest with you. I thought he looked a bit slow at times. He wasn't playing as fast as the others. He was kind of playing the old England way, slowing the ball down, he didn't seem up to pace. And I thought Tony as well. I've been a big backer of Tony being in the England squad, but he just seemed a yard or two off it. Creeping offside a lot to get some chances. He missed that really good chance that was offside, which he'd normally be putting away for fun. But like I say, some people, it might take them a little while to just get up to speed. Obviously Tony plays in the Saudi League, so from a climate perspective, he should be absolutely fine out there, but still the Saudi League's not the Premier League, and to get up to speed with the rest, how they think, how they react, it just might take time. But I thought we were kind of in a pretty good place, to be fair. I actually enjoyed the game. I was a bit disheartened when after I'd watched the match. I watched it this morning, so it was fresh for the podcast. I was a bit disheartened when I spoke to a few of my friends, family, and they thought we played quite bad. Didn't think we played that well. Only won 1-0. Thought we lacked end product. I actually enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really entertaining. The first time I've watched England in a long time and actually enjoyed how fast they were playing. Yes, it's only New Zealand, but as I've said before, we've seen them play these teams similar ranked to New Zealand. We've seen us get beat recently. I just thought, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I think it was a great training match, and it was what they wanted, and you could see New Zealand were a bit naughty at times, but that's what they have to do. They have to play it like a proper match, New Zealand, to bridge that gap. But I just think England did what they had to do, and it was more about just having a run out. Great finish of Harry Kane. Yeah, I think we look in a good place. Rashford looks fit. I was impressed with what the commentator said, that he'd been out there 2 weeks earlier with a PT basically acclimatising and making sure he's ready. Yeah, fair game. I just want to quickly mention on the officiating. I thought the officiating was brilliant by the lady in the middle. Long may that continue. It was like equal for both teams. And also, well done England fans, the flag army were out. There's never many at these matches. But yeah, the England flags were there to say, well done. So, above all, I think it was really a good match for England, a good training game, and I think that's put us in good stead for the next match. In the next match, I would like to see us kind of maybe put the first team out to see how they play together. And listen, it'll all be judged on the results after this, whether this was the right thing to do or not. Personally, I think given the Arsenal players weren't there, given the fact that, it's about keeping everyone involved and building that team together, that brotherhood, if you like. I personally think England did really well, and I think it was a good thing for Tuchel to do. And like I say, it's the psychological side of it all, the bigger plan that's at play here. I don't have an issue with the first friendly at all being played like that, especially in the climate that you're playing in. So basically that's all I wanted to talk about the New Zealand game. I think that's kind of where we're at, and I'm just having a quick look if there's anything else I want to touch on, if there's any questions off the fans or the viewers. Can England win the World Cup? That's from Sophie in Sunderland. Can England win the World Cup? I'm more optimistic after watching that than what I was before. I think it's a safe squad, as I said last week. I think they've got something to prove. That's a motivation right there. Prove people wrong. Prove they are the right people to be in that squad. And to be fair, I enjoyed it. I'm not going to change my mind on it, even though I've spoken to people and you may disagree. Everyone has an opinion, and I don't have an issue with that. I actually enjoyed it. I haven't enjoyed an England game for a long time. I enjoyed that. I don't know why. I don't know if it was because there were so many different players and watching them do the thing, but I really enjoyed it. I feel like a little bit the not having Italy at the World Cup, we've lost something there. I hope they sort the crack out soon, because we need to have them in the World Cup. I said that the other day. I said not having Italy there, I feel like we've lost something. But not really much more to say now. I think the podcast, it's going well. We've got 40 subscribers on YouTube, so we're on the up. But I haven't got much to add, because I think at the minute how it's looking is England look okay. They look in good hands. I like Tuchel, how animated he is on the line. You know, you can see he's coaching from start to finish. I'm not saying Southgate didn't, but he probably did it before and then sat back a little bit. And you never saw him as animated on the line. The passion's definitely there. What I would like to see is, will Tuchel go for it when we need it? So my biggest criticism of Southgate, because he was a defender and he's more defensive minded, was there was times where we could have went for the jugular in matches, especially in the big matches that we got to. Versus Italy was one for definite. We went 1-0 up so early. I hope we go for the jugular if we can go and actually get the win, not sit back, try to defend what we have. I'm hoping Tuchel's going to be that difference where he'll bring on an attacking player. Now, if this was 2 months ago, I'd probably be finishing that off a Foden, a Palmer, if Jack Grealish was fit, someone like that. I'm struggling to think who you bring on who can really change a match when you need to. After when you're looking outside the first 11. Maybe someone like an Eze. I'm probably thinking, but we look good. I thought we looked good. I think we look good. I think, like I say, it was a good, solid 90 minutes of football with, like I say, 22 different players. But I think they did really well, personally. I'm going to wrap up now because I haven't got much to add. I'll just be waffling. I've probably been waffling a bit there, to be fair. But what I want you to do is, if possible, follow, like, share. Obviously, we're on YouTube, TikTok and all that. Look for the Dirt Locker. All one word, you'll find me. And let's get a proper Raj haircut for the World Cup. You know, when I was a kid, that's what we all did. We all got Raj haircuts. I've got Neymar. Old school Neymar here. So I've got Neymar, but here, get yourself a blonde Gaza. Get yourself get the lines cut in a Beckham. I don't know, even get that big afro like Valderrama. Get yourself a Raj haircut and let's see them. Post them in the comments if you like. But other than that, I've got nothing else to say. And I think the main thing I really liked last night was seeing the England flag army, out in full force. There's not many in them stadiums, very hard to fill, especially at this part of the tournament where it's just friendlies. But he did us proud, and I'm going to find a song to go out on. I know you like it, and I'll let you enjoy your Sunday night, whatever you're doing. Let's see what we've got here. See if I can get a tune on for you, banger. It helps if I can use my phone. Do you know what? I'm going to keep it simple. Here we go. Arctic Monkeys, Crying Lightning. Hopefully we're not crying lightning at the World Cup, and we at least do ourselves justice and get to the final. If we don't get the final, I'll take a semi, but ultimately we're trying to lift this bad boy. I've got Cole Palmer with us here. We haven't forgot about you, son. You're still part of this broadcast. I hope you have a great night, whatever you're doing. And I'm going to let you go now with the Arctic Monkeys, Crying Lightning playing out. Have a good evening all. Thanks for following.
Consisted of the strange and twisted and